Hey there, my beautiful souls. This is Christy, and welcome to the Pause and the Power. This channel is where we break the silence around perimenopause and menopause, where truth, pain, healing, and humor all live in the same place. Now, I'm not a doctor, but I'm a woman going through this. Today, I'm sharing the most personal part of my journey yet. So if you're tired, confused, angry, or just feeling alone, stay right here. But before we get started, please help support this channel. Like this video, subscribe, and share your own story in the comments. Let's build a sisterhood that no one can ignore. So the start of my journey. Perimenopause started for me at the age of 47. So this was back in 2022. My math, doing all my math. At first, it was isolation. It was exhaustion. A body I didn't recognize anymore. I gained weight. I had zero sex drive. When it did come to sex, it was dryness, discomfort, depression because it just wasn't making me happy, and mild hot flashes that hinted something worse was coming. Hey beautiful fam, I wanted to pop back in and let you know that in the description we've got new merch, because if most of you don't know, I do run a apparel shop outside of YouTube, and we've got the mugs and a couple of the perimenopause shirts. I will link them in the description below, but I'll go ahead and put the photos up here to show you how adorable they are. I wasn't prepared. Quite frankly, no one prepares us for what comes next. And I'm going to say that 90% of us are not prepared for what comes next. Menopause has long been a secret, like it was some secret service information. If you agree, like this video, comment in the bottom, tell me about it. So, fast forward to 6 months in, the power surges that I call, also known as hot flashes, hit me like a 911 emergency fire alarms. They would start literally from my gut, and it would climb up my chest to the top of my head. I would turn bright red, drenched in sweat, water completely pouring down my face as if I was running the 5K in 150-degree weather. Then I would be freezing cold, shivering in soaked clothes. Some days were so bad they would come every 20 minutes. Sleeping, that was a joke. That was a complete joke. I would wake up soaked, then I'd freeze from wet sheets, over and over again. Most nights I would literally have to sleep naked because my night shirts would stay wet and I would stay freezing cold. Other nights I learned to sleep with 3 to 4 different towels so that after I had an explosive night sweat, I could throw one on the floor as I sweat through it. Now, how do we live like that? Drop the comments. I want to know, is there something that helps you move or helps you sleep better at night? That's no way to live for anybody. I stopped leaving the house. I had no desire for socializing. I felt myself hating other people in general, and felt the sudden aggravation come over me when people were simply being nice and starting a conversation. Sex, that hurt. Again, I wanted to invite a partner in my life. I am a single female, so dating made that impossible because I knew that sex would have to fit into that equation eventually. I felt like a stranger in my own life. I really can't express to you in words exactly how I felt. I can say that those were some of the worst days of my life. By 2023, I was barely functioning. I wasn't sleeping well. If I did sleep for 6 hours, it would feel like 1 hour. I had no joy. Turning down any invite that included leaving my house, even visiting my sick parents, seemed like a chore to me. And now that my daddy is gone, I have that worst regret. I was literally just existing. Give me a minute. I tried everything around running my companies. I worked as a server for a local diner in my area part-time. I wore an air conditioning neck fan, and people at work, my customers, offered tips because they could see the suffering in my face. My power surges, also known as hot flashes, turned me sunburnt red with sweat dripping. That menopause was the first comment from most of the women. So with that came tons of remedies from different customers that have gone through the same exact thing I was going through now. Progesterone cream, dim, black cohosh, essential oils. I spent thousands of dollars on Amazon. My AC powered neck fan became a mandatory piece of jewelry just to make it through a shift. Nothing worked. And I mean nothing. Then in July 2024, I met a customer who literally changed my life. I was at a table and I was taking an order, and boom, hot flash came on hard and strong. She watched me melt and asked me if I had heard of BioT, a type of HRT, hormone replacement therapy. I had not. At that time, I thought hormones were cancerous and caused seriously bad issues. Uneducated. She explained to me that she'd been doing it for 8 years, then said her husband, who was sitting with her at the table as well, hell, I didn't even have any idea guys needed it too. I mean, how clueless I truly was. And if I'm being honest, I had no idea women needed to get testosterone. And quite a bit as well. She gave me her doctor's card. I made the appointment the next day. I emailed the email address that was on the card, and they called me the next day, and we made the appointment. After having my blood lab tests done and my very first mammogram, and now I'm 47 years old. I'm 48 now. I'm 48 years old. Had my first mammogram, and then September 29th of 2024, I got the hormone pellet inserted. A 5-minute procedure. They numbed up my right gluteus muscle and cut a 1/2 inch or less incision and inserted a proper weight amount of compound pellet testosterone and estrogen. 10 minutes later, I didn't feel a single hot flash. Not one. I walked in that office wearing my neck fan jewelry, and I walked out with it off. It was incredible. A week later, I started to feel like myself again, but way better. I literally felt like I was 25 years old again in my almost 50-year-old body. I was on progesterone at night because I still have my uterus, dim, and ADK 500 for my bones. And I was thriving again. I was sleeping like a baby. Hot flashes were soon forgotten about. My sex drive was so intense, I literally went to a toy shop because I didn't have a partner. I was happy. I dropped 20 pounds, and everyone noticed a huge difference mentally, physically, emotionally. Then January 25th. My doctor called. My mammogram had to be redone. At that particular time, they told me that it was technician error. So, to keep this sweet and short, I had to go back and forth with getting the second mammogram redone. After a whole month of fighting to get this redone, finally March 5th was my rescheduled second redo of my mammogram. This time, it showed 2 spots on my right breast. They had to stop my hormone replacement therapy immediately. And February 19th was supposed to be my 3rd dose. My last one was November 19th, and that was the last time I had relief. Now, granted, it was in my bloodstream, so everything was really good until about March. I can't say really good. Things were okay till March. Now I'm in limbo, waiting to get diagnostic imaging. I've always been pretty healthy, considering. So when I purchase my insurance, I tend to look at what's going to be more financially safe on my wallet, if you will. So the coverage I ever paid for was, just in case, really, if I had emergencies. It's horrible coverage, if you ask me, if you need a lot of testing done anyway. So all these next tests cost so much money out of pocket. I live on a solo income, so it's hard. Very hard to save the money fast enough to continue the required tests. But also, I'm terrified. And I don't know if I am procrastinating because of money or because I'm scared of what they'll tell me about these 2 spots. Put all of this stress on top of all of my menopause symptoms, and I'm a squirrel just sitting on a train track waiting for the next train to come through. By May 2025, the symptoms have come back with a vengeance. And man, I have always tried to do good. I haven't lived the greatest life, but I've always been good to people, places, and things. I've given my shirt off my back to anyone that needed it or everyone that needed it. So I constantly ask, why do I have to suffer alone, confused, with no one to talk to? Doctors don't seem to care. My fatigue, my spotting, my isolation came back. And the hot flashes are creeping in, up to 10 a day. I'm sleeping only by 15 to 20 milligrams of melatonin, and I'm still waking up constantly. It's like I'm watching a horror movie of my own life again. As I record this, it's June 7th. I had enough energy to go out with a friend for a few hours. It felt like a glimpse of some normal. But true hormonal fashion, I had to excuse myself 3 hours in because I just wanted to be in bed. Not working on my businesses, just bed. The minute I got home, I walked to my little Frenchie and went straight to bed. My body is constantly drained. I'm still fighting depression daily. I'm still hiding. I'm still struggling to care enough to put myself first. Whew. So if you're still here watching this far in, I want to ask you, have you felt like this? If so, I want to know the symptoms that are haunting you. Have you found anything that's helped, even a little bit? leave me a comment below, because your voice matters. You never know who's reading and feeling less alone because of you or any of your comments. Now, I don't have all the answers, but I do have my voice. And let me tell you what, anybody that knows me will tell you I will use it. Because if we don't speak up, who will? But hey, stick around for the bloopers. You know I put them right at the end, because even in the mess, we still deserve to laugh. And beautiful ladies, this is the Pause and the Power. I'm Christy, and this is just the beginning. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with other women who need to hear this. Thank you so much for giving me 10 minutes of your time. It truly means so much to me. And I hope that you have a great day. See you next time. I can never get it right the first time. Sauce.